We have become a red tape nation. Instead of symbols of technological wonder and national pride and American ingenuity, we now hear story after story, and we've all heard them here in the Senate, of delay and discord and disappointment, all of which symbolizes today a country that can't get things done. And the main culprit is right here, Washington, D.C., the capital of dysfunction. My state probably has the cleanest air, cleanest water, certainly in the United States, maybe in the world. And it's largely because of local actions, not the EPA. I guarantee you Alaskans care more about the environment than officials from the EPA here in Washington. I committed to my constituents to ask harder questions about this. What would happen to a private sector company if it was continually violating the law the way the EPA does? Does the EPA have the authority as a regulatory agency to unilaterally expand the jurisdiction of the Clean Water Act, or is that only the realm and the authority of Congress? Can you
EPA is not expanding the...
could you just answer the question that I posed?
No, EPA is not expanding the jurisdiction.
That's not the question I posed.
They're under an order, basically, or at least...
Could you answer the question I posed? We don't have a lot of time here. Does the EPA have the authority to unilaterally expand the jurisdiction of the Clean Water Act, or is that only the realm of the Congress? Do you think that's an arrogant way to approach the rule of law and our oversight? Saying, hey, even if we lose, we're going to win because we force this on Americans anyways? I'd really like to see the legal opinion on the EPA's authority to regulate emissions from airplanes. I know they're basing that on some kind of international agreement. Last time I checked, the EPA's authority does not derive from international organizations. It derives from the Congress and the Constitution. Administrator McCarthy, it's good to see you again.
You too.
You were up in Alaska, honored by the Alaska Native people with gifts, which is a big deal in my state. And you were quoted in the gifts, in the article about one of the gifts, which was a pin, that you threw the effing thing away. That was your quote. Another, a young girl, gave you a jar of moose meat, Native people, that you said, quote, could gag a maggot. A lot of people saw that as a glowing article. Most people in Alaska saw it as an incredible disrespect to the people of my state. Have you had the opportunity to make a comment on that, apologize? If you'd like to apologize here publicly, that would be fine.
I'm happy to apologize for those remarks. I will tell you they were taken out of context, but it doesn't matter because they hurt individuals and tribes that I care about.
They sure did. East in Alaska, the EPA is considered the poster child of an agency that conducts federal overreach on a very regular basis. So legally, I think that the EPA is a rogue agency. Do you think that there's any other branch of government in the federal government that has the power to either develop the 1002 area for oil and gas or make it a wilderness besides this body, Congress?
No, I do not.
Okay, so then how can the President of the United States a couple months ago say he's going to submit a bill to make the 1002 area wilderness, which is fine, he has the right to do that. It's got to be approved here, it won't go anywhere. But then in the meantime say, I'm going to, quote, manage the 1002 area for wilderness anyways. That's what he said on Air Force One to big fanfare. How can he manage the 1002 area for wilderness when you don't have the authority to do that? Can you explain that to me? This is a huge issue for my state. And I think you're violating the law. I think the President's violating the law. How do you do that?
What we have said...
How do you manage... No, this is...
We have order. We have order already.
Let him answer the question.
All right, stop the clock and give him a few more, at least one more minute. All right.
If there's a president in 2017, he's a Republican, he submits legislation to develop the 1002 area for oil and gas development. It doesn't go anywhere. It's a tough issue. Can that president say it's President Cruz, President Rubio, President Paul? Can that president say, I'm now going to, quote, manage the 1002 area for oil and gas development?
We have a
comprehensive conservation plan for the management of the refuge, which has been developed through a public process.
Can a president in 2017 manage the 1002 area for oil and gas, even through a comprehensive management plan?
No.
Can a president now manage 1002 area for wilderness?
The president
The
is
answer
not,
has to be no, if you said no to the other
Sir,
question.
The president is not managing.
He said he was going to manage, the president said he was going to manage the 1002 area for wilderness. These are problems we can fix. We know we can fix it. Americans sent us here to fix these problems, and we need to start by stopping rules like the waters of the U.S. that undermine our country's future and the jobs that we need throughout this country.